Welcome into game night. We are rolling right along, getting closer and closer to the start of the real football season. I'm Alex Flum here. Tiger Munn with me here. Second straight day. Tiger, we're having fun this weekend, aren't we?
Yeah, it's been a good weekend, especially if you're a Mystics fan. It's a good win this past Saturday. Yeah, this past
Last
Saturday.
night.
Yeah. I'm losing count of the days of the
Listen,
week.
man, I've it's been years since I've known what day of the week it is. I know based on what sports are happening usually.
Yeah, we're doing a lot to get you guys the sports that you need.
All right. Well, we're going to talk Mystics in a little bit, but we'll start things off with the Washington Commanders. Tiger, Dan Quinn spoke at 1 o'clock today. You were on that Zoom, that press conference, and we now know that Marcus Mariota is out for the rest of the preseason with that injury. Tiger, what can you tell us about what Dan Quinn had to say today?
Yeah, well, Mariota out with that MCL sprain. Kind of what we figured. News broke, I believe, in this morning about it being an MCL sprain, and Quinn confirming it at the Zoom. Quinn did say, which you'll hear in a little bit, that he is very confident that Mariota will be ready for Week 1. So, and he's just saying confident. He's not guaranteeing anything. He's just saying that he believes that he will be. So it seems like the Commanders aren't taking this. I'm not going to say they're not taking it seriously, but they're not too worried about this. But Dan Quinn earlier speaking about the injury and confirming that Mariota will not be playing in the preseason.
Marcus was the one we wanted to find out more about. So he does have a right knee MCL sprain. That'll knock him out for the rest of the preseason. Optimistic that he'll be ready for the start of the regular season. No, we don't anticipate anybody else coming in, so it'll allow more reps, over the next couple weeks with Sam and Ethan in that spot.
All right, then the question comes, is Jayden Daniels going to be playing against the Lions or the Ravens? Because now you're in a position where if you're not signing anyone, as he just said, Marcus is hurt. If Jayden were to get hurt, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. You have Sam Hartman, Ethan Kaliakmanis, a guy that we talked about yesterday we don't think should be in the NFL, unfortunately, and then a guy that's a seventh-round rookie. So it's not even September. This doesn't seem like a good situation.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like the best situation. Quinn did say that this doesn't really affect Daniels in terms of if he's playing or not. They're going to still keep the same plan. But I mean, if there's any good opportunity to get Sam Hartman in shape enough to in game shape, what they need for the backup position, now's the time. I mean, Marcus isn't playing for the remainder of the preseason. Now he's up against a rookie quarterback from Rutgers. I would hope that he's able to really hone in and actually be able to improve and get to the point where the Commanders can have confidence if he does need to go in during the season.
Gotcha. Well, what else stood out to you in that press conference today?
Well, definitely what Quinn said about the defense. So it wasn't just Sonny Styles. He actually said he did like what he saw at Styles and Leo Chanel, but the defense as a whole, that's a different story. Quinn spoke about just the defensive effort in the first drive and what he saw and what he wanted out of the linebackers as well.
We didn't blitz neither a lot, but I like how square, like the games are kind of like Leo's spot, man. Like he's physical, he's square, he's a good tackler. I wasn't pleased at all with the defense overall on the first drive. I thought it was like an explosive pass and just too leaky. In specifically for those two, I like just their command, their presence inside. I feel good with these two because of their physicality and size. So I'm excited to get them some more work, as we're heading into Tuesday and Wednesday for the linemen, the linebackers, the safeties, the running backs. Having two big padded practices back to back will be a good test for us. It's also a week to get like more plays for them. And I want more reps, and they're kind of building that resilience even up a little higher this week. So like the line of scrimmage week, I would say is at hand, but they didn't get a lot of.
Sorry for cutting off Dan Quinn there, but what was the end of what he said, Tiger?
Basically, that it's going to be a good week of practice, and then he's looking forward to pads and just usual Dan Quinn run through a wall speeches.
Yeah,
it
was interesting because we didn't see the main guys on that defense, and we also saw a lot of the back end, like second and third stringers. But it seems like the guys that were out there on that first series as the starters for that preseason game, they are the ones that had a little bit of a disappointing performance. But we're going to move right along right now And we're going to talk about this Commanders offensive line. We actually spoke to Brandon Coleman after the preseason game, who's kind of slotting into that left tackle position with Laremy Tunsil. Getting back into the action here, I know this offensive line has had a little bit of adversity with Laremy and Nick dealing with the injuries. How do you feel like you guys fared tonight in first preseason action?
I think it was good. Like, obviously, you work out the kinks. It's the first one, especially with like how we're aligned, the guys that we're playing. But you know, the room's as tight as ever. Everybody has time to step up and do their thing. The biggest thing was like the energy. Like, people were coming off the rock, being aggressive, playing their game. You know what I mean? That's what you want. So, I mean, going to next, we're going to get better and just work on things we got to.
I think last year I told you about, I saw that stat, your run blocking was analytically really strong. I mean, those running backs were balling out today. What can you say about that run game, what you guys were able to do, what they were able to do, too?
For sure. Like, all the glory goes to them, man. Like, the way that they can cut and get around things and make us right at times, like, every single back in that room is talented and deserves a spot. Like, it's tough when you have that many backs. It's great, but it's tough, if you know what I mean. So, you know, real shout out to them for doing what they did tonight.
When you see Henry running with that aggression that he had, I mean, what can you say about him specifically?
Yeah, I mean, he just looked hungry. You know what I mean? That's the guy that you want on your team, guys that they got the speed, but also run aggressively. Don't like flinch, run through the smoke and do their thing.
And I'm just curious, as you're kind of shifting into that left tackle role, I know Laramie's dealing with some injury stuff, recovering right now. Has he texted you? Have you guys talked? Has he given you some advice as you're trying to move to that left tackle position?
You know, I reached out to him because of his surgery, see how it went. But, like, he obviously helped me out a lot this offseason. But I also think I'm in the spot where I play tackle enough to know what I need to work on. Obviously, he's going to watch tape and be there for me, which is, you know, what you want. One of the greatest to ever do is going to watch tape and kind of give you pointers on how you can improve. But I also know the player that I am and the techniques that I do, you know, is very different from him. And just getting comfortable in that spot again. What's
the biggest thing you've learned from him this offseason?
Just how you take care of yourself. You know, the team you have to have around yourself, who you surround yourself with, obviously has a huge impact. And I kind of built that team this offseason, kind of following him, his mold of how he does things to follow in that footstep of just taking care of my body.
All right, Tiger. So a position that we were worried about going into this preseason game was the offensive line. I thought Brandon Coleman shined in the action that we saw from him. I'm a little worried about that interior. I know Nick Allegretti is supposed to return to practice this week, so I think that's a really big deal for this line. But from what I saw, Coleman, I think, is ready for the challenge.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned Allegretti. I mean, it's just another part of this injury bug with the Commanders early in the season. But I do like Coleman. I like the maturity he's kind of had this camp, and the players and coaches have both talked about that, just how much better he's gotten. And look, if they're not bringing in somebody else to back up Coleman, that tells me that they're really confident in his ability. So, again, it's really just him getting comfortable in a position. Again, when you think about it, the Commanders actually had their best season with Coleman at that position when they went to the championship, went to the NFC Championship game. So he has experienced deep playoffs, playing in high-level positions, high pressure against top players. So I have all the confidence in the world that he can fill that gap. Can he do it to the ability of Laremy Tunsil?
No.
I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
I think only Trent Williams and a few other guys could do that.
Yeah, like, he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the three best in the league the past 2 decades. So, but I do like Brandon Coleman's ability to step in and fill in for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it for him. That season you were talking about 2 years ago, he didn't give up a sack for the first month or 2 of the season?
Yeah, we forget that. We forget he used to do that. So the talent's there. The talent is there.
Yeah, I think this is a good opportunity for him. I'm a little worried about Josh Connerly on the other side. I need him to hopefully step up because I think he struggled a little bit against the Dolphins, but he's also had his moments too. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on that front. Well, coming up, we're going to talk the Washington Mystics. Because that is a team to watch for sure here in the DMV, the way they've been playing. We'll be right back. Welcome back into Game Night. Alex Flum here with Tiger Munn, and we are talking Washington Mystics. This team won 7 straight games, the longest win streak in the franchise's history, tying that mark. Then they lost back-to-back in Vegas. They got right back in the win column last night, hosting the Los Angeles Sparks. And Tiger, this team's not missing a beat. You talk about those back-to-back losses, but That's 8 wins in the last 10 games. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, considering last year they lost every single game post All-Star break, I'd say this is a good improvement. I mean, this team is clicking on all cylinders. They're fun to watch and they're fun to follow. I mean, they're the youngest team in the league and they act like it too in the best way possible. And it's just it's fun playing basketball, and you can tell that they have fun playing with each other. And I think that's kind of the draw of this team. But when we get to X's and O's, man, everybody is developing when they need to be. Shakira Austin is taking that next leap to become an elite player. Georgia Amore has really finally gotten to that groove that we've been waiting for her to get into. And, of course, Sonya and Kiki are just Sonya and Kiki. At this point, we can consider them 2 superstars. So I like where this team's going, and I'm excited to see what they do come postseason.
And I like that this team has at least 3 superstars, like that big 3 of Sonya, Kiki, and Shakira Austin. What are they calling them? Like CIA or something like that?
They have another name that we can't really say on here. But
gosh.
Yeah.
Citron, Iriafin, Austin, CIA, like that. Whatever. I don't know what the other name is. You'll have to tell me later. But,
I got you.
But this team has just been so impressive. Like during the offseason when they decided to bring back Shakira Austin, when they matched the offer, I think, to keep her around, and people were like, "Oh, I don't know what are they?" I mean, that
a massive contract at the time
was
too.
Totally the right decision. Like she is the heartbeat of this team. And then that duo of Sonya and Kiki, they're just right there with her. And like you talked about, Georgia getting it going. Lauren Betts is getting it going too. I mean, just top to bottom. And Sydney Johnson's just done a tremendous job coaching, because when you have so much young talent, it doesn't always mesh together the way you would hope. But I feel like this team has meshed together perfectly. And I think they're a playoff threat. Like,
they are.
Like nobody wants to play them. They could win a series against one of the top teams. They've proven they can beat these teams. So I don't think there's any reason to think that they can't go out and do it.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you, too. They played a lot of close games of a lot of elite teams. And another thing, too, is their bench. We didn't even mention their bench. Cody McMahon, she's
underrated.
Like, she's coming off the bench and playing good defense and a spark on the offensive end, too. So when you have all the pieces like that and are able to gel together with Sydney Johnson at the helm, doing what he's able to do as coach, which, look, honestly, when you have a lot of young players, like you said, you have to reel them in, and that's exactly what he's done. He's kept them being able to express themselves and have fun, but also focusing on basketball. And I really think when they come to playoff time, there's not a team you want to play 3 times in a row, 5 times in a row. So
it's not a team you want to play once or twice.
Yeah, exactly, especially once or twice. Because, look, when the game gets close, when you got people like Sonya and Shakira and Kiki, anything can happen.
And I did see some stuff this week back in the day from when Shakira Austin was at Riverdale Baptist. Some pictures. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. There was a picture of her in her Riverdale Baptist jersey back in the day.
See that.
I know they got her jersey or her number hanging up in the banner there, hanging up on the wall in the gym at Riverdale Baptist. And so cool to see how she's gone from local to now pro, having success right here in the DMV and DC. And, that was a topic of discussion on Undrafted Opinions for us this week, because Jake and I were out there at the joint practice. Chop Robinson from Quince Orchard was here with the Miami Dolphins, and we talked about just the growth of our coverage in this area and how cool it is to see these people we cover in high school now having success at the professional level.
So great to see where Chop is. And, Chop being here today just makes me think about kind of what we built with our high school coverage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, today is your 7-year anniversary working at the station. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I guess I'm about to hit 6 years, like in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think it was August or
September.
Definitely late August.
I got hired 6 years ago. I started in September though.
Yeah.
So 6 years, but it's just, and this is like my favorite thing about this job. Like, we love covering the Commanders and the Caps and Wizards and Mystics and everything, and Nats and Spirit, DC United, like all the pro teams.
Yeah.
We like to cover college too, but it is great to get out there and cover this hotbed of athletics in the DMV at the high school level. And it's so cool now that we've been here this length of time to see moments like this where I covered Chop, I think the first high school game I covered in Maryland.
Which is crazy.
Because I know we went to one in West Virginia that was still being played.
Well, I mean, everything was that was COVID.
Yeah, it was COVID.
It was a mess.
It was COVID. It was
He played 3 games that year.
spring of 2021. They played against Sherwood. I forget. I think the second game could have been Paint Branch. I don't remember. They played Sherwood, and I know they played Northwest. The first game was Sherwood. It was a scrimmage, Sherwood Quince Orchard, and I was out there, and we had some of this footage of Chop in that moment then. and then to go see him go to Maryland and Penn State and then get drafted by the Dolphins. And here he is at a joint practice with the Commanders as maybe the best player on the Dolphins. I think by the end of the year, he could be the best player on that entire roster. He could be.
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean,
he already could be.
It is fun to see that. I don't know if I've had any football players come through that I've covered, but baseball players,
You're
I feel
getting
like
there.
I got the
Oh,
blueprint.
yeah,
all
well,
over the
James,
place.
we just talked to your guy, James Triantos.
Triantos from Madison, Bryce Eldridge from Madison. Madison's a hotbed, huh?
There you go.
But it is awesome to see, and that's one of the things where, what we do is it's so fun to see, like, you can't just point and be like, that's going to be the guy we're going to be talking to
Right.
in 4 and 5 years. You can make guesses. And
People
Chop
thought
was
it would be
probably-
Chop, yes.
Chop was definitely one of
Yes.
those guys, coming from, QO and whatnot and just being in a hotbed in Gaithersburg and Montgomery County. But it is cool to see when we've been here that long, like you said, that
We're getting
it's
old.
starting to –
We got our gray hairs on the sides.
29. I'm almost, and you're
I'm
you're
gonna be
almost
30 in a
Big
few weeks,
3-0
yep.
in a few weeks.
Yep.
How about that? But
Crazy.
we're getting to that time where it's 4 or 5 years ago we don't have anybody. Now we're starting to get that chance of seeing it, and it's paying off. And also, you mentioned having old clips. This is why we save everything,
Yeah,
right?
This is why we do this. Your
save
favorite
everything.
line.
Yeah, my favorite line. Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
it was cool to see Chop out here for sure.
Yeah, and he gave us a nice little shout out, which he
Absolutely.
did not
Yeah,
have
he
to
didn't
do.
have to do that.
But it's great to see him killing it. I think he was the player of the day for the Dolphins. He was maybe the lone bright spot for them.
Yeah,
So-
I would agree with that.
All right, well, coming up, we've got some more countdown to kickoffs, a school from D.C. and a school from Virginia. That's next. Welcome back into game night. We're rolling right along with our countdown to kickoff to the high school football season. And we've got a team from the WCAC St. John's College High School. This is a team that was led by Coach Pat Ward for a long time. Now with new leadership, second year of that new leadership, Jake Rahm had an opportunity to sit down with them ahead of their season. Here's what he heard from the cadets.
Being a part of what Coach Bird did last year, how much felt different? How does this year feel different now that he's had a second year under his helm? I know we're still about a month or so out from the regular season.
I would say last year it took a little bit of adjusting just with the coaching's change coming kind of late, but I feel like we adjusted well. Obviously, we didn't achieve what we wanted to last year, but I feel like this year, since we have the culture set in and we have the right people on the team, we have the right people brought into the culture, I'm really looking forward to what we're going to do this year. I have very high expectations.
All right, thanks to Coach Ward and his players for coming in and talking to Jake. Jake also caught up with Yorktown, their team, an impressive one in Northern Virginia, kind of a frisky team in Northern Virginia, trying to make an impact out there. High participation rate from this program, and that's what their coach was talking about when he was here talking to Jake.
A lot of teams in the Northern Virginia area don't even have tryouts, but we've got so much interest at our school that we've been having to do tryouts the first 3 days of every year. This year we had close to 100 guys out. Last year we had 107. We've got a roster of 85 guys. So, interest and excitement is high in Yorktown.
All right, that's continuing our countdown to kickoff. Many more schools to come. We've already previewed about 30 schools. We got 15 or 20 more coming your way as we lead up to the high school football season in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. We got something else coming for you, a fun thing up next. Don't go away. Welcome back into game night. Tiger, do you have any hidden talents?
I don't really hide my talents. I don't think I do.
No hidden talents? Can you play any instruments?
Not physically, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be able to. I used to like sort of know the piano a little bit, but like not like anything significant where I would tell someone.
Okay, well, Nationals pitcher Jake Bird is in a similar position as you, Tiger, but he might know the piano a little bit more than you. Here's what he had to say about his hidden talent.
Well, I love playing the piano. I learned over the COVID shutdown in 2020, but I don't know if that'd be count as a secret talent because I'm solid, but I'm not anything special for sure.
I think it counts. What are your best songs on it?
I like a lot of old video game songs that I played growing up. Claire de Lune's one of my favorite, but I can only get like 2 minutes in before it gets a little probably right at my skill level, but I need to spend more time on it, and then Moonlight Sonata is one of my favorites, and then just a lot of random video game songs. You're on the road during the season, so I have to leave my keyboard, piano behind a lot of the time. And sometimes during those patches, I would have rough patches. And the times I took the piano with me, it was like, there's the biggest parallel is like when I would sit down at the keyboard or piano after 6 months off, I would try and force things and really struggle to play stuff that I memorized. And then at a point, you just get so frustrated that you kind of forget about trying to force it and just let it happen. And all of a sudden, the stuff I was trying to play for 30 minutes, forcing, remembering the notes, just automatically happens with like my body just remembering how to do it. And that parallel goes like straight into pitching, where sometimes you can really just try and force things to, because you want to practice and get better and be able to control things, but sometimes the best way to do it is to just let your body do what it's always kind of done and just relinquish control. Like, pay attention, be super conscious when you're practicing, but when you're trying to play, just let it happen and play, I would say. And from there, I tried to take my piano with me when I could, and I haven't had it with me this year, unfortunately, but maybe this conversation has me buy a portable one.
All right, Jake Bird needs a portable piano, clearly, in D.C.
Yeah, I guess he's going to get one. And you got to follow up on that.
Yeah, we're going to have to ask him about that next time we're out at Nationals. All right, well, that's going to do it for us here on Game Night. Tiger Munn, Alex Flum, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.